What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to Endure, Believe, Rise. I hope this message reaches you in good energy. I hope you and your loved ones are in good health. So today I wanted to talk about life. Things happening to us that are outside of our control and us taking back that control. So let's get into it because we have an awesome quote here. Quote of the day. Things have happened in my life that I had absolutely no control over. But no matter how many pages were written before I got the pen, I get to decide from this point on what goes into this book called Life. The Catalyst. Song of the Day. Vienes por Singor by Joseph Shirley. So we have to be extremely realistic with what goes on in our life, what has happened to us. We have to be extremely realistic that there are people whose actions have affected us. People who have done things to us that we had no control over. We have been subject to people's pain throughout our lives. That's okay to admit. It's okay to say that you had no control over said situation. It's okay to say that this happened to you and it affected you. But the thing is, once you realize that you have control, once you realize that others are no longer in a position to make decisions for you, once you realize that you have allowed yourself to be manipulated, you can no longer plead ignorance. There are situations where you will be manipulated, you will be coerced. But once you know these things are happening to you, once you become realized to these things, you now have the control back. Now you can decide what's going to happen going forward. The most powerful thing you can tell anybody is that you expect their success. The most powerful thing you can show anybody is how they can create the things in their life that they want. And that's the thing. We all have these things that have happened and we didn't want them to happen. We all have this pain that we've had. Everybody has something that's happened in their life that they had absolutely no control over, and that's okay. It's okay to have had things that have had happen to you that you couldn't do anything for. But you must take a stand. You must stand and say, from this point going forward, I'm going to decide what's going to happen. From this point going forward, I'm going to be in control of my destiny. From this point going forward, I'm going to be the author of this book called Life. My life will be written by me. It will not be written in a third person. It will not be written by a second person. There will not be a council that gets together and decides what's going to happen or how I'm going to do it. I will not let people influence me to do and chase the dreams that they want or to live their life through my body and my experience. I will choose what is going to happen. I will choose what I want to do. I will pick up the pen and I will take an active role in deciding what I'm going to do and what's going to be written in my book, because it is your book. And no matter how much ignorance you try to plead, no matter how much you try to put it on someone else, at the end of the day, when you are at the end of your life and you're laying there, you will only have yourself to hold accountable for your actions and for your choices. You only have yourself to hold accountable for you not trying as hard as you should, for not pushing as much as you could have, for not going all out, for not picking up the pen and deciding what story and what narrative you are going to write in the book of your life. And that is the most important part right there. It's your life. This is your book. You are the author. This is an autobiography. This is by you. You must write it. You must decide who I'm going to be, what I'm going to be, where I'm going to be, and what I'm going to do to achieve everything that I want. You now have the pen in your hand. You can no longer plead ignorance. You can stand there, shook, paralyzed, and afraid and not write anything and have all the pages in your life just be blank. You can stand there and hand the pen over to someone else and let them decide what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, what you're going to wear, what you're going to look like, how you're going to sound. That's okay if you want to. But for me, I choose, no matter how ugly my handwriting may be, no matter how poor my grammar may come off, no matter how many typos are going to be on this page, I'm going to choose what is going to be in this book called life. All right, guys, I need you to take care of yourselves. Please, be kind to one another. Keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.